Hello, my loves. I really do love you so much. I'm really grateful that the video yesterday was meaningful to many of you. And today, just going to be really gentle and invite in lots of angelic presence to feel really loved and supported for all the big energy that we're moving, that we're allowing to leave our bodies, some of which has been attached for a long time, decades. I got support last night with a big energy removal, discharge. And it feels miraculous. Today is all about really allowing love. I didn't even pick cards yet. Let's see. First we'll go east, then west, south, north, all the way up, 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 into source. Your channel fully plugged in to source, and through the root, through the feet, fully plugged into the earth. Here and now, here and now. We'll let that sage keep burning. Usually I do this before I get on here. I'll share with you, just realizing yesterday, so much interference. And I realized it in the moment, but also in retrospect more so, how gaslit I was feeling after those conversations with my family, and I didn't really know they could get to me that way anymore, but it's a blessing because, I'm asking life, show me where there's any stuckness, show me what I need to let go of. And what came up was attachment to two specific people. I didn't realize that depth of attachment, of caring what they think, of wanting connection and to be understood with specifically them, was still there. Rebalancing. The devil, strength, sun bear. So everything is reversed. We've got balance, the devil. Underneath balance is the seer. Underneath the devil is the tower. Underneath strength is the high priestess, right? So this is continuing the messages that have been coming through for me, for you, for us, which is that everything, life is conspiring around us and through us to reorchestrate the balance. And that means facing the attachments and the tower moments, the shock to the system, revisiting sensational experiences that you might have thought you were done with. That feeling of being gaslit, of wanting to explain, of feeling unseen, of feeling like, am I making this up? Am I insane? And the practitioner working with me last night was going through my field from birth all the way to now. And it was really affirming. Because when you're living in covert narcissistic environments, as I think a lot of you relate to, I'm understanding, you get feeling gaslit, and gaslit is a really vulnerable state of a frantic state. So calling any and all angels, archangels, let your energy flow through this space, flow through our bodies as we visit these subjects. Thank you. I feel the immense grace of your presence, goosebumps all over my skin. I want to let you in. Everywhere. And especially to those places that have been attached to wanting or needing recognition from certain places about the hellishness, the horror of being alive in my own psyche, in the recurring gaslighting experiences. And how vulnerable that made me to being used in fear-based narratives. Manipulated for fear-based narratives. I welcome this angelic presence as self-forgiveness, as unconditional love. I welcome this high frequency of oneness, life force energy that the angels carry, transmit, offer to all of my parts that it can possibly reach in this moment. May I feel my own wholeness so that that push and pull of abusive familial dynamics, community dynamics can't touch me the same way that it used to. Where I can see it and sense it. I can even name it. But I'm no longer fighting to prove that to anyone. And that's what keeps me in my strength and my inner alchemy. My focus is on the inner alchemy, elephant underneath that. I love that. I was always felt really honored to be in a group of women. My family felt like grandmother, mother, aunt, older female cousins, and me. That felt really significant. There are some men, boys in places, but that diamond configuration of matriarchy felt so important to me. I felt really fixated by it. But that configuration was infiltrated by narcissistic conditioning. And there's a lot of abuse moving back and forth, moving in the personal systems of each person, which doesn't excuse any person's responsibility to address this in themselves. And I relinquish my responsibility for the configuration. I let myself feel the support of the Earth Mother, willing to recycle it all for me. And I have no need to force anyone else into that loving approval, that healthy active discharge and circulation. I relinquish all needs to convince any specific person that they crave and desire their authentic flexibility and openness as much as I do. I'm willing to stand in my own desire and passion and presence myself, access the balance, be the seer without being infiltrated, distracted, and shocked, set off course, or into collapse by the rejection or manipulation of any specific person. Thank you, angels, for kissing all the layers of me that have been tormented, twisted, determined to get through to specific people. I see how that's held me back. I see how that's been me hurting myself. I see the perseverance. I see the passion. I see the love, and I also see the fear. I see the fear of not enoughness, the fear of scarcity, the fear of exile and rejection. Thank you for the angelic presence here, lighting each of those words, illuminating with so much miraculous grace, as all the shame around any and all of these words is dissolved, is discharged. This is a big deal. We're here for the shift of fortune, feeling the strength of our own consciousness without being caught in transactional exchanges that extract and abuse the brilliance Selkie, getting your skin back, no longer trapped, no longer owned or possessed, strength again. And the chariot underneath that, this is allowing some swiftness. The term brace yourself just came in, but it's like that bracing, we're all done with the bracing. Bracing feels full of rigidity and fear. And I don't think it has to carry those connotations, but that's what's really coming up here. And so I want us to feel our feet on the floor, on the earth. I'm going to move my feet in between some dogs here under my table. And flex the muscles in your legs. And stroke as you flex on and off. Stroke your legs, stroke the energy downwards, or let me do it for you, sure. Stroking. Stroking the freeze energy into recycling, because that's one version of bracing. It's kind of like frozen. I felt a lot of that in my session last night. Felt it come up through the ages where that's what I went into. He asked me, oh, can you feel this in your body? And I was like, whoa. I can feel that I went into freeze there. I also did lots of fighting. He found so much anger in my field. Born into anger, a lot of suppressed anger, narcissistic conditioning expressions require a lot of suppressed emotion because it's a person being away from their own power point and having to act out versions of control to maintain their narratives of their own power because they're not standing in authentic power. So we're here cultivating relationship and remembrance with authentic power and discharging any and all stories and energetic attachments to expressions and experiences of that power through control. I feel like maybe I didn't finish a sentence in there, but we'll just clean the slate. That's what's happening here in these times, in these sessions. We're doing it. And it matters. Matters to your well-being, to your best case scenarios, and to the collective, to world peace. It really freaking matters. I feel the chorus of angels. Hoorah, hoorah. Indeed, it does. And indeed, we are so supported and so loved in our efforts, and that our efforts become effortless as we remember the muscle memory of our own power. As we stroke and practice the muscle memory of standing in authentic power, letting ourselves inhabit our own bodies and energy bubbles. Last night on the kindergarten sanctuary call, I read the third gene key, and it was talking about how the center of a cell isn't the brain, it's actually the membrane of the cell that is the control center, or the brain, because it's the same for us. Like, I really felt that it is connection to the outskirts of our auric field, like it's fully inhabiting ourselves that brings forward our full attention, and that comes through and allows, it's a symbiotic relationship, the standing in full power. So right now, press your hands together at your heart center. Feel that tension. Feel the center line of your being. Feel this place of bridging duality, standing in authentic power, surrendered to energy speaking energy and mystery speaking mystery. And then comb your hands through your own field, or feel mine combing through your field. And see, stretching your attention from your heart space all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way to the exterior, the membrane of your auric field. This is your domain, my babe. This is your place of power, your relationship to yourself, to your energy field. That is your only opportunity for any amount of benevolent control. And it requires surrender to access. The angels are saying you're doing such a great job. Thank you. They made sure they're like, we're saying that to you too. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Join me in stretching your arms upwards, inviting, allowing, receiving that acknowledgement. You're doing a really great job. Let that be like a funnel, receiving that angelic energy into your heart space. And your heart will ensure that it circulates through your whole being, because your heart is this amazing, amazing toroidal pump. I hope, I pray, I wish that your day is full of so many things that you love. Even if, or especially if, you've been dealing with really hard stuff or feeling some sense of collapse, or having to touch old wounds that you thought that you healed, but that there was still a little sticky stuff left. It's a blessing to be brought there. To let the love, the unconditionally loving circulation of life force energy, of unconditional love, of Reiki, all the way into that place. It picks up that stickiness and recycles it for you. And you are so fucking worthy. Thank you so incredibly much for being here with me. I did debate taking the day off, not being on the screen at all following that intense session last night. But I realized, like, the practitioner really encouraged me, do what you love, fill your day with what makes you feel full of love. So there's no way I was going to skip making a video, because I love showing up here. I love seeing what comes through. I love feeling related. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Big emotion came up there. It really matters. It makes a difference in my life to feel related with people who aren't scared of these subjects, or who aren't so scared that they have to shy away or hide from these subjects. It's okay if we're still working through dissolving, detaching some fear here. I feel really tight in my throat. Angels, please be with me in sealing this session in brilliant, gleaming gold and white energy. As many infinity signs as it takes for us to feel so supported, so safe with ourselves, so secure inside ourselves, and so successful with our evolving expressions. Thank you. Thank you.